My name is Michael Simmons, and I'm the owner of Ultimate Studio Martial Arts located here in the Bronx, New York. And I'm here to explain to you a little bit about the Haidong, which is the way of the Jangbek sword, or the Eastern Mountain sword. What you just experienced was forms, more advanced forms techniques, which was our Haidong forms. Those are the forms that you need to get your second degree. And there was also a combination of Bangkok forms, which is a form that you need to get your third degree black belt. You also saw bamboo cutting, which is one of the things that you're going to be able to do as you progress in the martial arts system. So let me explain to you a little bit about Haidong. Haidong is a full martial art, and it stems from white belt all the way up to this technique all the way up to 6th degree black belt. And there is a ranking system, so if you follow me, primarily the ranking system stems like so. You start off with white belt and you progress all the way up to black belt, and for each belt there's going to be what we call a short form, which is called Gyupgum. There's going to be a long form, which is called Sangsu Gumbup. There's sheathing techniques and drawing techniques, which is called 10-point drill or Chuk Palgum. And then after that, you know, you'll basically get a whole array of different forms from white all the way to black belt. Now each form becomes more and more difficult as you progress. For instance, when you begin with the first form, it's just basic 1, 2, 3 cutting. But when you go to your second form, or when you promote from white to yellow belt, the form becomes a little bit more intense, it's more strategic, there's a lot of more complicated movements. In addition to that, you graduate in different styles of sword. The sword that I was using to cut the bamboo is called the Jingum. But before I go to that one, why don't you guys follow me this way? When you progress, or when you first start Haidong Gumdo, you start right here with your mukkum. So your mukkum is primarily a wooden sword, okay? And it has Korean writing, and it's there so that it guides you as to how it is that you sheathe and draw your sword. So every single beginner, and even if you're a black belt and you're just starting the program, you would actually start with this sword. It's very important that you start with this sword so that you can understand how to hold it, how to manage it, how to take care of it, the correct etiquette, the courtesy, and things to that extent. As you move on in levels, primarily up to green belt, you can only have this sword, which is called a Kagum. Okay, and this is a sword that you ascertain at green belt, which is a imitation sword. It's aluminum based with a plastic scabbard, wooden handle, spoked into the handle is spoked into the aluminum sword. So as you progress, and like I said, you can only get the sword as green belt. It's not a real live blade, so you can't really actually cut yourself, but if you whip it really hard, you probably can give yourself a good bang in the head. So that's what it's there for. It's there to teach you exactly how it is to handle the sword more efficiently and more effectively without you getting hurt. Now, children are able to get this sword as well, but they need to be responsible, and it needs to be permissible by the adult, okay? When you go up in rank and you reach the rank of red belt, this is your next sword. This sword is called a Segum. Now, the only people that can actually get this sword is those that are 18 years and older. Sometimes you make an exception with a 17-year-old, depending on how responsible, once again, they are. And that's permissible by the parent. Now, this is a little bit more of a unique sword because now it starts getting a little bit more real. The blade is a little bit more thinner now, as you can see. It's a little bit more sharper, it's lighter in weight. And if you listen closely, I want you to listen to the sound. Okay, the stroke of that sound means that you have perfected the art of the cutting, and every time you execute a cut, that sound is actually what you want to hear. So that means that you have a very good cut, and that's something that you gained during the years. And this sword will exemplify that cut. It'll basically say, okay, you mastered the cut, and I want to hear your cutting once you hold this sword. And this sword you can only get at the red belt level. And then finally, the Jingum. Now, there's different types of Jingums. These Jingums can be low-end price Jingums, and then you can have high-price Jingum. The Jingum I have is called the Dragon Jingum. It stems anywhere between $2,400 and $3,200. And this is the sword that you primarily use to cut bamboo. You can also do it you can use it to do your forms as well. It's not recommended, but if you feel comfortable and you feel like you mastered it, Absolutely so. You can use it. It's an actual live blade. It requires very efficient care, so you got to clean it on a daily basis. Some swords are different in that, you know, the different insignias that are inscribed on the blade. Like, since this is a dragon, it has a dragon insignia on it. Okay, and then it also has, on the other side, it has the name of the federation, which is the World Haidong Gumdo Federation, and the president of the federation, which is Chung Junum Jeong Kim, which is our president and founder of Haidong Gumdo. Now, if you're interested in learning the art in full scale, or if you're interested in implementing the art into your martial arts curriculum, you can give me a call at 866-900-USMA. That's 8762. 866-900-8762. If you're looking for a weapons curriculum or an expansion in your weapons curriculum through your art, I think that the Haidong Gumdo will be a perfect art for you to include in that curriculum. Like I said, it's a full structured martial art. It's a martial art separate from whatever system you're learning. It's applicable to any style. So if you're teaching Shotokan Karate Do, or you're teaching Taekwondo, or you're teaching Tang Soo Do, or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and you just want a weapon art, it's a full martial art. It's a full weapon martial art with adequate ranking, techniques through each rank, and upgrades, as you can see, through swords. Okay, so once again, I'm Master Michael Simmons, second degree black belt in Haidong Gumdo, and I'm actually the only one that teaches Haidong Gumdo in the 5 boroughs of New York. So if you're interested, I also go away and teach as well. So if you're interested, please give me a call at 866-900-8762. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you for watching this, and Haidong.